Obviously disappointed in the result of that game. Didn't really do anything well enough over the course of the game. When you miss 2 field goals and you're in a potential 6-6 ball game, we weren't. It was 6-0, then it was 12-0. Couldn't get much momentum on offense. Couldn't possess the ball. Put our defense in some tough spots down the stretch, and then didn't answer it in those spots either. So all the way around, not good enough.
You got a chance to take an end zone shot before Sly's second field goal. You're near midfield, and you 3rd and 12, and you hand off to Chestnut. Are you going to win games playing that conservatively? Why not take some shots to the end zone in those situations?
Yeah, we hadn't really completed much down the field at that point, and it was a 3rd and 12, and the pass rush is ripping, and we're 30-some yards from the end zone. Those aren't really high percentage style throws or plays, so that's usually what the reasoning is. You get those. We didn't earn a right to take a shot to the end zone. It was 3rd and 12, and so you try to be smart and not put the quarterback in harm's way, and kick a field goal.
Not a high percentage shot for the end zone at 3rd and 12. How about a shot for a first down?
Yeah, that is what it is. I mean, those are the calls we make. So.
Do you feel that this is an accurate reflection of the way that the team continues to come up short of you guys as a coaching staff?
I mean, I think it's a reflection of all of us not doing anything well enough at this point. That's players, that's coaches, that's everybody. I mean, we haven't found a way to win a game in a while, and I think that reflects on all of us.
On a day where it wasn't the sacks and it wasn't the penalties getting you on offense, just what was the issue, you think?
Hard to say. Hard to find a rhythm. I thought we ran the ball okay in spots. Still ended up getting in some long yardage things that were hard for us to overcome. We couldn't possess the ball. That was the hard part. We couldn't really take control of the offensive rhythm. We missed some throws. I think Cam's doing some good things, but he had some tough moments in this game. That's still a really good defense. We didn't play well enough against them.
Defense let them off the hook several times. There were 3 4th and 1s, 2 from their side of the field, and then there was 2nd and 32 and a 37-yard pass.
Mm-hmm.
Why were you not able to just to be able to get off the field?
Yeah, you can't give up those plays in those spots. You're playing way behind the sticks. That should be advantage defense, and you got to make those plays, and you can't give those up. You can't give up a 2nd and 23 for a first down because you got them backed up, and you got them where you want them. You earned that spot, and then to give that up was disappointing. So you get them in spots like that and give up big plays. That's not going to win many football games for you.
You said this team showed you a lot of fight.
Yeah.
Did this team show you fight today?
Oh yeah, they fought. I mean, I don't know what. Not playing well and not fighting are 2 different things. We didn't play well enough, but I don't think I'd question the way those guys went and played the game. I mean, they fought their tails off for the entirety of the game. So you guys can make whatever conjecture you want, but I don't see any effort issues in terms of how they're playing the game. We're not playing it well enough. That's certainly part of it. But they went out and played hard today. I don't have any qualms about how they came out and played.
Coming into this game, Jeffrey Simmons, he said that best players have to play better. You got a guy like Snead who calls out, he gets himself going with the who when they ask about Nico Collins, and you have that. Like, what can you do to get that back on track?
Yeah, I mean, those are when you talk, you got to back it up. Didn't do that today. That's the decision the guy makes, and he's got to live with that too. That's on them. If they want to talk, then you got to back it up, and didn't do a good enough job of that today. That happens, but I don't know that's. I mean, that's a personal thing for some guys. So.
What's a frustration level like, Brian, and with 14 games left or 13 games left, how do you keep that from overwhelming you at the top?
I mean, like I've said before, there's nobody that puts more pressure and eats more frustration than I do on where we're at. I don't need any help with that usually. I put enough of it on myself. So, we just got to turn around and keep fighting. There's no nobody comes in to save you. All we got is the guys that are in there, and we got to keep trying to find a way to get better and play better football.
No, you didn't get the results you wanted, but from an operations standpoint, how did it go with Bo calling?
Yeah, operationally it was solid. I think there was, we didn't have any real issues, calls getting in or issues on the play clock or anything like that. So, but ultimately, it still wasn't. When he scores 0 points, it's not good enough.
Are you concerned at all about just the whole situation of the coaching staff and maybe their status after something like this?
No. I like I said before, I show up and do my job, and we do it as hard as we can. It's everybody on our staff. we work our tails off, and we try to do everything we can to put ourselves in position to win, and we haven't. And that's just that's the reality of our jobs in the league. So, no, we don't think about it.
What's keeping you from changing that attitude, or what is grounding you as the results continue to mount the way they are?
I'm not sure I understand.
You said you haven't changed the way you're thinking about job status and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
What is keeping you there despite the losses?
What keeps me there is the guys in the locker room and the coaches and the coaching staff. You know, my job is to try to lead, and leading is hard it's hard right now. But that's my job, and my job is to try to continue to fight and continue to help wherever I can help, and to continue to keep pushing our guys to keep getting better. And that's the only thing you can do when you're in a spot like this is you just keep coming out, keep swinging. And none of it's been good enough, and we all know that. And that's something that you just got to keep fighting through, and you got to find a way to break through at some point.
Do you think this is a resilient and relentless football team?
I know what you're doing there, Paul. I know what you're doing, and I'm not going to answer that right now.
Well, I mean, those are the themes that you've tried to
Yeah,
catch on this
you-
football team. You're 20-some games in,
Yeah.
and you're stuck.
I'm going to just compose myself here before I say something I regret. But, yes, I think this team is resilient. I think it is relentless. We haven't played good enough football, and I think those are two very distinct, different things. We have to execute at a better level. We have to coach better. That's really all I can say.
Last one.
What is it that makes you believe the team is resilient and will continue to fight?
I mean, all I know is what I see every day, and they show up. They work. We work in practice. I did not anticipate a result like that coming up in a game. The attitude, the energy, the things they do during the week, like there's nothing that would point to that there's any kind of lack of those things, you know. And we fought our tails off in the game. And again, we're not playing well enough. We're not executing things at a high enough level to win. And it's certainly not for lack of an intent and lack of effort and lack of focus. I mean, we're trying to do all the things that we need to do to win a football game, and everything during the week, the guys work. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean, we had one of our best Thursday practices of the week, so it's hard to stomach that when you practice the way we practice, and you show up in a game and it looks like that.
Do you think you played personally?
Mm-hmm.
Anything in particular that went wrong for you?
Getting stuck past the 50, interception, incompletion, penalties, not helping the defense out, just not good enough to win.
Obviously, you have a lot of family here. When things don't go well like this, does that kind of ruin the whole homecoming aspect?
No, it don't ruin nothing for me. They see me a lot in the off season, so they're just trying to come show their support, and really just trying to be there for me. But just trying to get the ball rolling.
Anything the Texans were doing in particular? The defense?
Not really. They did everything they showed on film. I said the only biggest switch that they had is they went more cover 2 on third down, third and long than we expected. But they showed everything they did on film. It's a good defensive line, good back end. We just didn't play good enough.
On the pick, I think you left your feet and you went super sidearm. Did you feel in the moment that you both were necessary, and is it part of maybe what threw you off?
No matter if I throw off platform or sidearm, I just got to be more accurate with the football. I wasn't accurate enough. He was coming in. I threw it on his backside shoulder. I can't do that. So I know he'll make that play for me next time, but I shouldn't have to put him in that situation.
It seemed like you had some accuracy problems. I know you were under pressure a lot today, but did you feel like you were off target more than usual today?
Not really. Some of them got to be throwaways in some situations, and then some of them was just me not putting the ball where it needed to go.
Sorry, that's the first wave, but what's not going right for this offense where you guys just can't get on track?
Everything from interception to a penalty to an incompletion by me, a bad ball, and then once we pass the 50, we just not continuing the drive. So, I mean, if we keeping the buck right now, we 0-4. We have at this point we got nothing to lose. We dropped a quarter of our games and we've yet to do anything. So we have to lock in, especially myself on the offensive line, from the defensive line, from the special teams to all three faces. We have to play together. We have not played together this year yet, and that's just something that we want to preach about it every day. Every day we got to do better, and we're doing that, but it has to show up on Sundays. It hasn't showed up yet, but it got to show up next week.
Sounds like you beat yourself up some there too. Do you challenge guys in the locker room, challenge them during the week to kind of get better?
Yeah. And we all challenge each other. I challenge those guys. They challenge me every day, especially in practice. But it look good in practice. It's not looking good right now on Sundays. We got to make it look good in practice on Sundays. So no matter how many good weeks of practice we have to have a good game on Sunday. And it's 4 weeks straight we ain't did it offensively. At some point we have to help the defense out. We're down 6-0 halftime. End up getting the ball back. We're down 19-0. They give up a touchdown. So what? We're still in the ball game, and we're not helping the defense out. So we're not doing enough on offense.
Is this the most frustrating period you can recall going through football-wise?
I would say no. I had a lot of frustrations in my past, whether it was high school to college. But I just want to win. When was the last time Tennessee won? I don't know. I'm trying to win. Everybody in this locker room, we want to win. And we have to win. That's really what it comes down to, no matter how we got to do it. At some point, like, we have to turn the tide and we have to start with the games.
Is there something you could bring from whatever those more frustrating moments were to this and apply it to move forward for yourself personally?
Really just continue to have urgency, and that's everybody, especially myself, and as a whole, the offense. I mean, that's the biggest problem right now in my head. We're not helping the defense out, and whether the defense gives up a touchdown here or there, we're still not doing enough to help those guys out. I mean, they playing their ass off for us every Sunday, and we not doing our part. So, I mean, it all comes down to us locking in. From myself having bad incompletions to not taking completions to not getting the ball out, from us having a penalty or if it's a drop on the receiver. Like, everybody got their one job. Everybody got to do their 111. We just got to go get it.
And when you go back and look at the film of these losses so far through these first 3 games and then today, and you look at it, what are you seeing that is not being done from an execution standpoint?
I would say, honestly, just not being consistent. And that falls into the execution standpoint, and whether I have a bad ball, whether I need to throw it away. But also the biggest thing is every time we get in a long situation or get back on track situation, the drive always ends. In the NFL, it's hard to play on second and long. It's hard to play on third and long. So that's the biggest thing. Like, we have to execute plays every play. It can't just be whether we get a big run or a big pass or a spurt. Like, we got to just be consistent.
What is it about the coaching staff that's maintaining your faith, Brandon?
It's nothing about the coaching staff. At the end of the day, they put together a good plan for us. We're not executed as players. Offensively, like, we just have to make the plays. Like, at the end of the day, every pass concept is winnable versus man or zone, no matter what they got to. I got to get through the progression. I got to put the ball in my receiver plan, in the receiver hands. At the end of the day, they got to make plays too.
What gives you the confidence that the plan is good or that it will work when you haven't seen those results yet?
Say that again?
What gives you the confidence that the plan is good or that the plan will work when you haven't felt or seen the results yet?
Because it's there. Like, I'm watching the film on the sideline. It's there. It's just, whether it's a bad play by me or a bad play by one of the 11, like, it's just not clicking when it needs to click. It has to click every drive, and it's not doing that yet. And so, I mean, the biggest thing is the urgency. I think up front, those guys, they were gritty today. In the run game and the pass game, they went against a good defensive line up there. And, I mean, from an offense standpoint, we just have to be consistent. It's 4 games, and we own 4. Why? Because we're inconsistent.
Do you feel you need to kind of assert your leadership even more on this team, given the circumstances and where you all are?
I don't think that. I always assert it when I think the time is necessary, but we're not doing our job as a unit. We're not doing our job, and at some point it's got to change. I hope it changes next week. We're gonna try to change it next week, but that needs to be the message. We have to change it one play at a time. And if it doesn't change, we're just gonna keep on getting these same results. We have to win games.